Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit that subscribe button if you're new so you don't miss any of our great football content this season. It's not the second biggest game, but it's notable. Shedeur Sanders debuted. His Cleveland Browns beat the hapless, listless Raiders 24-10. Listen, I know it's 2-2-8 teams, but there's a Tebow effect here with Shedeur Sanders. Let's just get it right out of the way. So Cleveland hammered the worst coach team in the league, the Raiders, 24-3. Pete Carroll left Seattle. They immediately got better. He arrived in Vegas. They're immediately noticeably worse than Antonio Pierce. Nothing against Pete, but they don't do anything well. Okay, so first of all, I thought Kevin Stefanski was really smart. I loved they used the Wildcat when they got down to the goal line. So take that out of Shedeur's hands. Congested area. Judkins is an emerging stud out of Ohio State. He and Travion Henderson both excellent. He is a big, strong power back. Shedeur was 7 for 11 at half. They moved the pocket a lot. He deserves credit. He didn't have a lot of running backwards, not a lot of negative plays. You can tell they worked on timing. He got screwed by Jerry Jeudy, who has zero self-awareness in the first half. Overall, he was okay. I wrote it down. If Geno Smith is a franchise quarterback, Shedeur deserves to be at least for a year a franchise quarterback. I thought it was a smart game plan. I thought he was fine. He had one awful pick. I predicted he would go 13 of 18, one TD and one bad pick. He was pretty close to it. Your thoughts?
Well, to me, he brought an explosive element to the offense. He hit a big play that probably easily could have been a touchdown. The guy was tackled at the 1 yard line. The play to Jeudy was an explosive play. Dylan Gabriel did not bring him that. To me, with those two passes alone, now you're playing the Raiders. He's starting next week. And clearly they talked about it. These articles coming out the last couple of weeks. He felt the pressure of, you have to show something or we will go back to the other guy. He knew it. He knows it does feel like the organization in a weird way is a little more pro Dylan Gabriel, right? They drafted him higher, which makes sense. And to me, he showed enough to get another start for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So to me, Dylan Gabriel isn't very good. So it's not really a conversation of like going back and forth now. Shedeur just gets starts for the foreseeable future. And God, the Raiders are terrible. I mean, that is an organization. You know, people make fun of the Browns, and rightfully so. They're in a different universe than the Raiders.
Listen, the Jets and the Giants have fight.
Yeah.
The Raiders have no fight. I mean, they don't even play hard. They don't do anything well. You say what you want about the New York Giants. That was one of the more entertaining games today. It was great.
Sure.
The Jets fight their ass off. They just don't have a good coach or many good players. Raiders have nothing. And Pete's got to look in the mirror. I mean, Pete left Seattle, and they got really good really fast. And Antonio Pierce, I talked to Tom Telesco about this. Both got let go. Tom's thing was those guys played hard. He got that locker room unified because Josh McDaniels had separated, couldn't galvanize the locker room. So, like, Pete's got to look himself in the mirror. Like, he's no longer, like he's not current. Like, his defense isn't current. Football season's here, and if you want to go to an NFL or college football game, Game Time is the place for you. The Game Time app just gives you the advantage back to you, the fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. I love it. Easy to use. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price, 100%. So they even let you preview your seat on the app. That's special. Plus fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay every time. Take the guesswork out of buying professional football tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account. If you use the code Colin, COLIN, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code COLIN, $20 off, swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Well, I think, almost like a draft pick where you go, this guy's floor's high. I just assume, Pete would get the train back on the tracks and get them going. And it's been the opposite. It feels like they're not only regressing, they've had a lot of bad teams over the last, 20 plus years. This is as ugly as it gets, Colin.
Yeah.
Lifeless. But you remove Max Crosby, the one guy who, a lot of respect for him playing his ass off given the situation. Their offensive line, it felt like every play Myles Garrett could have broke the single sack record in the game.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I know they don't want to do this. They have some new Brady venture capital money. I think you have to think about this is not the answer. And especially this offseason, the Browns, they do have some young pieces. It looks like they got a
Oh,
good young
yeah,
draft
Cleveland's got
class.
players. Yeah.
I think if you're Spytech, you got to go to Mark and Tom and go, listen, we had the right logic, but this blew up in our face. Do we just need to get a young coach, trade Max Crosby this offseason, and kind of think to the future? Because what they're doing right now, he has no value on their team. I mean,
Yeah.
they're headed toward 3 wins. So, yeah, I mean, props to Shedeur, and it looked like Dion was having a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, the final numbers, I think it's realistic to think he was going to have one bad pick, but last time I checked in, 10 of 17, 143 yards, one TD, one pick. Passer rating's about 60 because, he
It
had,
is a pretty easy opponent. I mean, we'll see him when he plays
right.
some more
But,
credible opponents, but,
but
it is
he
what
did
it is. They're a
not,
rookie.
yeah, and to your point, I always push back on he's a pocket quarterback. He moves fine. He moves better than Goff or a Stafford. Kirk Cousins. He moves fine. And by the way, he tends to a couple times today. He just moved in the pocket. He just glided left or right. And Stefanski, who I think is excellent, they moved the pocket a lot for him. They baked in some easy completions, and he had two big throws down the field. When Jerry Judy made that play, trying to high step people at midfield, Sean Payton, Denver has a bye week. I guarantee you sees that and just rolls his eyes. He couldn't get Judy out of Denver fast enough. So Cleveland goes on. They hammer the Raiders, who right now are absolutely lifeless. Okay, Chicago holds on to beat Pittsburgh 31-28. The Bears are 8-3 in first place. Now, if you don't follow the Bears, to give them credit, Montez Sweat was very good defensively today. They were missing 5 starters. So there were Band-Aids and Bondo. That was not a Chicago Bears defense. So Aaron Rodgers didn't start. And TJ Watt in Pittsburgh, the one thing I'd said all week on FS1 was just play clean football. Don't tease TJ Watt. Well, what did they do? He didn't let go of the ball early. It's a strip sack. They trail 14-7 to Pittsburgh and then come back. But Chicago was missing a lot of defensive starters. So just be fair. I wrote some notes down. Now, again, this is something, John, I've been on since he was at USC. Caleb, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He doesn't throw picks. 104 passer rating, 240 yards. He was solid to above average on third down. Also, Colston Loveland, the tight end from Michigan, the rookie. That connection now over the last 2 to 3 weeks is a real connection. So he had that really bad strip sack. Yeah, I also wrote down he missed 3 throws in the first half. I've come to the conclusion that you get the playmaking. This guy's going to complete 61% of his throws. I mean, if he can't do 64, 65, I wrote this down, John. This is I think it's the 7th time this season Caleb's under 60%. And that's, again, with pretty damn good protection. My take is Ben and Caleb, it's winning. It's not a great fit necessarily, but I think you just deal with some inaccuracies because you get the upside. The ceiling's so high.
I thought today was the best game he's played, probably as a pro. I mean, obviously his rookie season kind of throw away, but this year, once he got sacked by TJ Watt, and you kind of felt like, oh, when the Steelers did that to Daniel Jones and the Colts, right? TJ Watt made the play. It flipped that entire game, and then they kind of just bull rushed him. And it was like, is this going to happen? Is he going to go into a
Right.
shell? He was awesome in the second half. He was
Yeah.
really good. And to me, the mental toughness after that play, I mean, that was a disastrous play. Even J.J. Watt was like, that cannot happen. Holding the ball when you're backed up in your own end zone. So I thought, like, oh, this thing could now kind of unravel. If anything, he went the opposite way. He made a ton of plays in the second half. He's not accurate. He's not, Steve Young or Drew Brees. That's not his style. I saw a stat today that he was under 2.7 seconds getting rid of the ball, which is second fastest so far this year. Like, he was getting rid of the football quickly. And to me, that's going to work with Ben Johnson. So, listen, I've been critical of him over the course of this season. Today is not one of those days for me. I was impressed in the second half, especially that TJ Watt moment. I can imagine when he's running over, he's like, oh my God, Ben's going to want to kill me, because that is a no-no with an offensive coach, right? and he was lights out in the second half. I mean, getting rid of the ball fast, explosive
Yep.
plays. Him and DJ Moore were excellent today. They have, I think, coming into this game, obviously they didn't run the ball well today. I mean, they're one of the best running teams, I think second best in the league. Today they couldn't really do it. So if you told me, hey, they're not really going to run the ball, he's going to have a fumble 6 to the Steelers on TJ Watt, I'd be like, oh, this might not be a good day for him. If anything, it was the opposite. So I think if you're a Bears fan, I'm feeling pretty good. Now, we got a long way to go to win the division. Still, with the Lions kept it alive, and obviously the Packers defense is elite. But you're 8-3. It is pretty incredible little stretch here for Caleb and definitely the head coach Ben Johnson. That was a massive and a devastating loss for the Steelers.
Yeah, so they were 3-7 in one-score games. If you want to see coaching, 3-7 last year in one-score games, and they look disorganized in close games. They're now 6-1. And that's coaching. That's the touchdown swing. You get Caleb's a touchdown and a half, like 7.5 points better. At least he was a couple of weeks ago when I checked in. They score about 7.5 points more a game. And again, they've probably upped that after today. But I also think what Caleb's showing you, I remember before the season started, you and I both talked about this. You and I didn't care about wins. It was like, cut the sacks in half, and that'll be fine. Well, geez, John, they've cut like 75% of the sacks. They don't get sacked at home. I mean, so there's 2 or 3 things you just have to say, wow, he doesn't get hurt. The kid doesn't throw picks. High school, college, pro, he doesn't throw picks. Today, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And he's coachable. Anything that you and I, his college issue, I remember talking to 2 GMs about this. They were like, he's really erratic throwing it. One guy said he's like a streaky NBA shooter. He gets into these streaks where he'll go 8 for 8, and you're like, oh, he's coming. And he'll come out the next series, and you're like, he just misses guys badly. He skips balls. He's a streaky passer. And I don't think it's based on confidence. I just don't think he has the world's best mechanics. Like he had a couple today where, it's the Steelers. It's Soldier Field. It's a big game. He's coming back, and he just sailed it. It's like Aroldis Chapman. Everything's 104 miles an hour. He throws absolute gas. But he is clearly coachable. And, I mean, it's, and I'll say it, Chicago's a pretty young team. This is a new staff. It's a growth model. They're ascending. And, I mean, I'm looking at all my notes right now. Aaron Rodgers flipping off a cameraman before the game, that made me laugh.
I think one thing that's been big for Chicago, too, these last couple weeks, I saw Ben Johnson say going into this game, Luther Burden's earned a bigger role. He had a bigger role today. I think he had 3 or 4 catches. He had, an end around for a big first down. Loveland, who I think early on you're looking at Tyler Warren, you're going, this guy looks like the next George Kittle or something. Yeah. There's going to be added pressure. Well, Loveland's really come on this last month. So you're getting a massive impact from the 10th overall pick. I forget what number he was, but mid-second round pick with Luther from Missouri. So you're getting those impact guys to go along with DJ and Rome, and a head coach who is, I think he's like the Midwest version of Kyle Shanahan, loves to run it, wants to scheme runs. It's all kind of coming together. And like you said, if you're not turning over the ball, I can live with some inaccuracies if you're scoring touchdowns. Yes. You've always said, I live with interceptions. If you throw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, who cares? Yeah. It doesn't matter, right? It's where it's like you have no touchdowns, 1 interception. It's like, well, you threw 70% completion percentage. Great job. You want a cookie? I mean, so he's scoring points. He's moving the ball. And again, to me, the mental kind of fortitude of after that sack, some guys get rattled by that moment. I mean, that you're at home, TJ Watt slams you to the ground. I was like, God, I was kind of expecting it to go the other way, and he battled, and he was good. I'm telling you, that's the most impressive second half for the Bears and the quarterback, and for the Steelers. I mean, you talk about a team just in a free fall right now. They got a lot of issues, and who knows? It's not like Rodgers' bone's going to heal overnight. I mean, they got, and Mason Rudolph wasn't the biggest issue. I mean, he was fine. But they're just not that good. I mean, let's just call it.
I mean, they did. Team. Yeah, they had some ingenuity, which is rare for the Steelers. They did that tush-push counter, which was their play of the game. But basically, all they did was dink and dunk. They didn't throw anything down the field big. So, I mean, when you were watching that game, I don't know how you felt, but Chicago was a better team. Chicago was more explosive. Chicago had a better offensive, like, symmetry, rhythm. Chicago's a big play offense. And I said this when it comes to Caleb Williams and Bo Nix, they're uneven, but they're really good second half quarterbacks. And it's like if you could choose something, you'd choose a great second half quarterback. That was Mahomes. Remember his first 2 years in the league, he'd fall behind 27-10 and come roaring back. So, yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. Drake May is much more even. Like he's good first drive, he's good last. He's separated a little bit, but Caleb and Bo Nix, say whatever you want. They're both exceptional quarterbacks. When they have to be great, when they have to do it, it drives you nuts. But overall, I would say it was a performance for Caleb.